Good evening and welcome back to Prime of Midlife. It is Tuesday evening, back to work today. Everything went well, so we're quite happy about that. This evening I wanted to talk about scamming and internet in general sort of thing, because if you're in the UK, you've no doubt heard that the department store / supermarket Marks and Spencer's had a problem with their contactless payments today. And in order to try and keep everyone's data safe, they shut it down, reported it to the whatever it is that you report it to. Now, for a lot of people, that was a complete pain. They couldn't pick up your click and collect orders, they couldn't do returns, they couldn't pay contactless. So obviously there was quite a few comments going into Marks and Spencer saying get yourself sorted, etc, etc. Now, that was big enough to be a news article, as it is most of the time when one of the supermarkets loses their internet safety or internet security and has to shut down card payments, etc. But if that grows, it's making me start to wonder about the security of using my card. And then I read another article about the scam farms. And these are out in East Asia, Eastern Europe, Laos, Myanmar, somewhere in Georgia, as in the Eastern European country. And there are hundreds of these scam farms. And they're basically trafficking people to them to work on these scams. Now, these are the scams where people phone you or email you, etc, etc. So basically, a lot of the time they're internet based, or they want you to do something on the internet. Quite sure we've all heard the stories about oh, there's a problem, I'll just sit here while you go on your computer, and if you hit that button, and if you hit that button, and if you give me access, etc, etc. The Beekeeper, the Jason Statham movie, is quite educational that way. So putting the two of them together gives quite a story, quite an insight into how big this is getting. Now, when I was reading the report about the scam farms, and I mean, that's scary enough, scam farms. The countries where these are prevalent at the moment are saying, look, we're going to have more joined up thinking here. Each country can't just deal with it themselves, because basically, if we shut it down, one of them, I think it said, shut down the internet and the electricity to one of these scam farms. Within a week, they'd started up somewhere else a few miles down the road, somewhere slightly more remote where it was more difficult to find them. So it's seemingly pretty difficult to even look at shutting these down. And if they do, they're basically back up, or a replacement has been done within days. And it makes me think that there's so many of these now, seemingly. And, excuse me, it is $1 billion industry, billions, plural, billions of dollars per year these scammers are making. And really, the only way to save yourself is to not be in a situation where they can scam you. So I am thinking that I need to be a bit more serious about my security here. And I don't mean here in the house, I mean like online, etc. I need to stop buying things from sites that I don't know. Not that that helps really, because I mean, Marks and Spencer's, for goodness sake. But yeah, I am definitely going to look at using more cash. I mean, I did use a lot more cash a few years ago. I was very, very conscious of it. But as is probably the same for a lot of you, trying to get cash now is a pain. I have to drive 3 miles to get cash. Because let's be honest, I'm not walking 3 miles. But it's 3 miles to my nearest cash point. We now have a banking hub. But yesterday I went through Perth and the post office is gone and the bank is gone from the centre of the street, like one of the main thoroughfares. I know that the majority of banks have gone, certainly in the centre of town, although there's still the machines. But with these reports just reminding us how easy it is for us to lose control of our money. And with the reports coming through about redundancies coming, the IMF have put a report out about, the UK's economy is going to be one of the worst affected by Donald Trump's tariffs, etc., etc. I think it's something we need to think of. So yeah, I just thought I'd come and tell you that because my wee brain is full of wee wheels all going different ways, going, what about this, what about that, what about that? And the first thing to do, as far as I'm concerned, is no more spending on websites that I don't know, and no more spending on websites if I don't need to. Cash is king. So yeah, apart from the online shopping, because I've already paid for the full year's deliveries. So I will still be doing that. But anything else, I'm going to get in cash. So yeah, let's see how we get on. Let me know what you think, and I will catch you later.